Michelangelo's Last Judgment. Imagine walking into the Sistine Chapel, expecting peace, beauty, and prayer, only to be confronted by a vision of chaos souls rising, demons dragging the damned, and Christ himself at the center of it all, deciding who is saved and who is lost. This is Michelangelo's Last Judgment, a fresco that shocked the world when it was revealed in 1541, and still stirs awe and controversy to this very day. But beyond the swirling figures and divine drama, Michelangelo hid personal secrets in this masterpiece, a haunting self-portrait, and the humiliation of a man who dared to criticize him. Today, we step into the story behind one of the most powerful paintings in history. Part 1. Setting the stage. The Sistine Chapel was already a sacred jewel of Renaissance art. Michelangelo had painted its ceiling nearly 30 years earlier, filling it with the story of Genesis, Adam, Eve, Noah, and the creation of the world. But when Pope Clement VII and later Pope Paul III commissioned him to paint the altar wall, the mood was very different. Europe was in turmoil. The Protestant Reformation had split the church. Wars of religion spread fear. And Michelangelo himself was no longer the young optimist of the ceiling years. Now in his 60s, he carried the weight of age, exhaustion, and doubt. His vision of faith was darker, heavier, and it shows in every brushstroke of the Last Judgment. Part 2. The Drama of the Fresco. At the center stands Christ, not gentle, not merciful, but stern, powerful, raising his arm in judgment. Around him are saints and angels waiting for the final verdict. On one side, the blessed rise from their graves, drawn upward into heaven. On the other, the damned are dragged screaming into the mouth of hell, demons clawing at their bodies. The entire wall swirls with chaotic energy, as if the very universe is being ripped apart. Michelangelo's style had shifted. Gone were the balanced, harmonious figures of the Renaissance. Here, bodies twist, stretch, and strain. It's a vision of the end of time itself. Part 3. The Secrets Within. But hidden among the saints and sinners are details that reveal Michelangelo's personal battles. Look closely at the figure of St. Bartholomew. He holds the knife of his martyrdom in one hand, and in the other a flayed human skin. The face on that skin? It's Michelangelo's own. Why would he paint himself this way? Some believe it was an expression of humility, seeing himself as nothing more than flesh, vulnerable before God. Others think it shows his inner torment, a man burdened by guilt and doubt. Perhaps it was both a confession painted in plain sight. But Michelangelo's most daring secret wasn't about himself. It was about revenge. During the painting of the fresco, a Vatican official named Biagio da Cesena harshly criticized the work. He called the nudity shameful and declared that it was better suited for a tavern than a chapel. Michelangelo's response was brilliant and merciless. He painted Biagio into the fresco itself, as Minos, the judge of the underworld, with donkey ears to mark him as foolish and a serpent coiled around him, biting him in a most humiliating place. When Biagio protested to the Pope, Paul III laughed and told him, "My authority extends to heaven and earth, but not to hell. You'll have to stay there." Part 4. The Controversy. When the fresco was unveiled in 1541, the reaction was explosive. Many were in awe, but others were scandalized by the sheer number of nude figures in a holy place. Over time, censorship began. Draperies were painted over the bodies, earning the nickname the Fig Leaf Campaign. Yet, even with these alterations, the power of Michelangelo's vision could not be erased. The Last Judgment remains one of the most daring works of religious art, a fusion of faith, fear, and raw humanity. Part 5. Conclusion and Echo. In the end, Michelangelo's Last Judgment is more than a painting of heaven and hell. It's a glimpse into the mind of an aging genius wrestling with his own faith, mortality, and critics. Through the self-portrait of his flayed skin, he showed us his vulnerability. Through the devilish caricature of his critic, he showed us his defiance. And through the entire fresco, he left us a story that echoes across centuries, a warning, a confession, and a masterpiece all at once. Because in this vision of judgment, Michelangelo was not just painting the fate of humanity, he was painting his own soul. Closing next video tease, this was just one secret hidden in art history. But Michelangelo wasn't the only artist who left mysteries in his work. In our next story, we'll uncover another masterpiece and the secrets its painter left behind. Welcome to Echoes of Time, where history and art tell their stories.